Still no artists, but there's a big but. We have new returning countries or old returning countries.
Yeah, it's exciting that there is some movement in the end. I was losing hope. I thought, we're gonna do a new episode and we're gonna talk crap because there's nothing to say. Uh,
No, but this is not the case today. We have like proper stuff to talk about.
Finally, yeah, let's make a long episode.
And in case you're joining us for the first time, I'm Barbara.
And I am Maria, and this is the Eurovision Files.
To start with, I have to say we got a request due to our last episode. We have a request for Maria to dance in every episode. Maria, are you up for it?
Well, are you gonna sing?
I always sing, to be honest. I do it badly, but Sierm, Sierm, Sierm. That's your preferred one.
I think that's the one that prompted the request. So
Yes, exactly. Because you master. You're like a master doing that kind of dance.
I loved Serum. But I think maybe when we are together, we have to do again Sona. Because
Yeah, I was rewatching the
Barabarabastu
videos. That was horrible.
Barabarabastu was fun. So yeah,
But we didn't do it great.
it wasn't great, but we didn't practice either. So I
Yeah.
think for a first try, it was quite decent. Let's be honest about it.
We'll
Um,
do it. Next week we'll be together and we'll do a lot of content doing stuff. Yes. Yes.
okay. Yeah.
So, big news this last week. We got like 3 days in a row, I think it was.
It was 3 working days in a row, yeah.
So we got,
The official announcements.
yeah, the official announcements. We got Romania, hey!
Yay!
Bulgaria, hey!
Woo!
And Moldavia, hey!
Woo!
Officially returning to Eurovision in 2026.
Yeah, it's exciting. Um, Bulgaria has been out for a bit longer,
Yeah.
but Romania was out for 2 years. I think the last one was 2023.
Hmm.
Moldavia came 2024. We've talked about them not that long ago, that there were some issues with the budget and what they spent and so on. They have been invited to come back. It's exciting. They are countries that have some very big Eurovision artists. So I think it's all good news.
Yeah, there's like big names. Well, not like winners' names because none of them won.
No, none of them won, but I mean, like some of the songs we know. I mean, I think everyone sort of announced Romania with Tornado, for example.
Tornero,
Tornado.
tornero, la via mitad te darò. I
The
mean,
the
it's what
next
the
request
song
is that you
says.
dance.
I can dance, but Latin dance is my favorite. So it's not very Eurovision. I can do slow mo.
Slow mo.
So yeah, Tornero came. I think it was third. Very how many years ago now? Like 20 years ago. So,
Yeah, I think about 20 years ago. Yeah, mid noughties.
but it's been rumored that Mihai Trastariu, so the singer of Tornero, will try to represent Romania next year. He has a song.
Exciting.
I mean,
uh,
it would be great to have it back.
I think that's what's been happening, in the absence of any artist announcements, lots of speculation. Very difficult to say, but it's, it is exciting to hear potentially new artists coming, old artists coming. And
Hmm.
it's like I say, it's a good way probably to, or a good time to review a bit what they've done. But
Yeah.
you know, Mihai with Tornero, um, the epic saxo guy we know as well,
Moldavia.
big one as well. Yeah, there are big names there. So, but yeah, it's never won. So it could be an exciting winner if one of them does it. It's a return to Eastern Europe as well,
Yeah.
which could be exciting.
I'm really excited for the three countries. Romania, I love like Tornero, we all love. But my favorite, I have to say, is You and Me, Baby. We've been playing with fire. I think that one should have won, honestly. But Moldavia, we love. There's such a great country in Eurovision. But I'm really excited for Bulgaria because it's been so many years now that I cannot wait. Well, so many years. I think it was 2021 or two, so not that long
Longer,
ago, but still,
definitely.
it's longer. Yes. So
Yeah,
I cannot wait
definitely.
to see what they're going to do.
Yeah, that's, I think there, with taking a break, you might also get that freshness. Um, think of the new artists that could come as well, people like that are even like 19, 20, that they haven't really experienced Eurovision
Hmm.
themselves. They might not have watched it. They were children the last time. They actually paid attention to it, and suddenly they might be thrown into it. It's very exciting, I think. Um, but yeah, obviously with the old artists as well, it will be exciting to see how they decide who is going, whether they're going to do national selections. I think you probably
There
know
there are
more about this.
some there are some that they're saying that they will definitely do. I think it's Romania actually saying, yeah, we're going to do a national final. The other two is still like not very uh, known, but Romania is going to do it.
Yeah,
We love it. We love it.
love it, absolutely.
But you know how busy are we going to be from December until March? Because everything is going to be happening towards the new year.
Yeah, I think one thing that, not that I don't see that many people talking about this, but I think it's also the obvious point to make here is this is probably happening as well because these countries are being invited because of the potential of other countries dropping as well. So
Yeah.
I think there might be an effort from the EBU to invite countries that maybe have had difficulties to do this at an economic level, to say, we will facilitate things, but we have to remember why that's happening. I mean, 37 countries are a lot of countries already. We've said before, we want more countries to participate. Uh, but what's very likely happening here is that these countries are being invited because of the potential of other countries dropping completely.
Yeah, if we take counts, I mean, there's like at the moment three countries who feel very strongly about the potential withdrawal.
Mhm.
Like it was Spain, the Netherlands, and Ireland.
Yeah.
Because we know that there are other countries like Slovenia, they've been mentioning like they might withdraw. Is not something definite, but the other three, they have released statements. We don't even care about the ceasefire because we're going to withdraw anyway. So three countries that are saying we we're kind of leaving, and then we have these other three new countries, which are in fact all countries coming back.
Yeah, I think this might always happen, that countries drop and so on, and the potential is there and the reasons for it are there, and it's not our place to judge. um what I wonder about all this is how they're going to handle Spain leaving, not because we are Spanish, but because it's one of the big five, and it's
Yeah,
one of those that pay the most to go to Eurovision. Don't know if you can hear, but there are fireworks around here because
it's
it's
Guy Fawkes here as well.
so uh forgive us if you hear any noise, but I can't hear them. But yeah, Spain is one of those countries that contribute a lot to doing Eurovision, to running it, and if they drop, and they are also facilitating countries that maybe are paying less to do this, how are you covering for the difference? Who's doing that? I would, not my problem, but I will have those questions as well. I will be curious about this.
Hmm. I mean, we're going to see it
We are.
if these countries, if these countries withdraw. Spain is one of the big five. Ireland is one of these historical countries in Eurovision. They
Mm.
won 7 times,
Yes,
and the Netherlands is a big hub for Eurovision concerts, events, and pre-parties.
absolutely.
So if it's gonna be the budget is going to be cut, we will see it. We'll be there. So we can get the sense of things like the Eurovision Village or stuff like that. I know that the city and the broadcaster, in this case, Orf, is going to pay for most of it, but there's going to be some cuts. I mean,
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
it comes to this.
Absolutely. The host broadcaster is always the one that really foots the bill for the event, and they have to organize it. And that's why also many countries don't want really to host because of the costs. Um, I think a place like Vienna with lots of hotels and so on, they know that they will make up the money in tourism. So that's obviously for
Yeah.
them it's easier than the obvious example is Iceland with and we've seen that in Fire Saga in the film. They actually talk about this and how it's very difficult to cover those costs. Imagine a place like Reykjavik where it's like the hotel choice is minimal.
Yeah.
How do you host all those people to actually cover for the costs? So although I think there will be many countries that just for the honor of doing it they would. Um, but yeah, I mean, I know that probably after Eurovision, we will actually see numbers. We know that many countries are quite transparent about
Yeah.
the costs, and we sometimes even see like lists of how everyone has spent their money. But yeah, I think there we are at a time, and it's been a couple of months now, where there are more questions than answers. And it's a weird year in the sense that normally at this stage, the big questions are which artists are going. But it seems to be like in the back of everyone's minds because of the whole situation.
Yeah. And because we're talking about the budget and the money and countries coming, it seems like Canada has been invited.
Yes.
So what? There were some papers released in the parliament by finance minister that said, I'm gonna quote, the government will explore modernizing CBC Radio Canada's mandate to strengthen independence and is working with CBC Radio Canada to explore participation in Eurovision.
Hmm.
What do you think about this, Maria?
I suppose we have to compare it with the Aussie situation. And I
Hmm.
guess Canada is one of those countries that seems to be quite connected to Europe, even though
Yeah.
it's in a completely different continent. Their argument could be as well, there are certain countries that are not really in Europe and they participate, and we're not even talking about Australia.
Hmm.
Um, what I think with Canada is it would really turn in things global now because we would basically be potentially running a show that is covering
Four
night.
continents.
Yeah, and also but also like nighttime, morning in Australia, and it would be afternoon probably in Canada.
Hmm.
So suddenly you would have a massive. I mean, Eurovision is watched all over the world. Let's be clear.
Hmm.
We know there's a big following in South America. Even in the US, they try to recreate it. It's watched everywhere. It's the biggest non-sporting event in the world.
Yeah.
So it's obvious that's always going to happen. But having a country from and yet another continent participating would be um, exciting. Whether, that starts opening the door to other ones, I I don't know if I want that, because Eurovision is inherently like Eurovision.
European, yeah.
And then, if it becomes something big, I sort of understand, like I say, I sort of understand Canada because of the links, the
Mm,
French side of things as well, and so on, the connection
yeah.
with the British Crown. But yeah, I mean, I don't I it's not my role to have really an opinion with this of these things, but I don't have a problem necessarily. It's yeah.
I think I feel the same actually. I think Eurovision is so European, but still one of the reasoning for Australia to join is because there's a big European diaspora there. So we can argue the same with Canada, and also in Canada we have Celine Dion who
I was
won
gonna
Eurovision actually.
I was gonna
So
say yes.
that's a strong point.
Yeah. There have been several Canadian artists
Yeah.
participating. So
I don't think it's gonna happen in 2026 though. I think it's like a big move for a country that has never participated to just jump in now. Well, they're having discussions now in November, so the deadline is next month. Do you think they will have time? I don't think so.
I don't know. The thing is, again, I think they're trying to cover the potential losses on in other sides. And I mean, the EBU has said, decisions will be taken, or countries will be able to take the decisions after the vote, even though there's no vote now. But there's a
Or
discussion.
yes? I
Uh,
don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there will be a discussion. I
Hmm.
am sure there will be, even if it's some kind of vote, there will be something, at least a statement from certain countries, and that will lead to decisions. They have to be covering their backs. You used to have Eurovision with 7 countries, but you can't do that anymore. You need to.
Luckily.
Luckily, no, absolutely. I don't want that. I want the more the better. But you need to make it fun as well. But yeah, if you end up with, I don't know, 30 instead of the 37 original countries that you would have, you probably want to get the numbers closer to 40 again.
Yeah.
So we know we got three new ones, which if we had everyone again, it would already be 40, and it would be very cool. But
Hmm.
I'm sure it's not going to be 40 in the end.
No. No, because if these countries don't withdraw, it means that maybe Israel is excluded for at least 1 year. We
Exactly.
don't know, but not all of them are going back.
No. And we know as well that some countries have said if Israel is excluded, then they would not want to participate again. That's a threat, or an actual statement, or a show of intention, or a show of support. I don't know. But I don't think the numbers and the list of final countries is going to look like the ones we've had before,
No.
or in the past few years.
What we have, it's also some names for two countries that have announced the finalists for their national finals. So in Luxembourg, we have 8 finalists
Mm.
who will compete to represent Luxembourg. I cannot really comment on them because I don't know any of them.
Yeah, I've got to say I've got the memory of a fish for these things as well. So even if I had heard their names, even if they had gone to Eurovision 2 years ago, I would probably say who, because I'm like that. But no, I don't. I don't know them. Sorry.
We will have to wait and see what's going to happen. It looks like there's like a kind of varied group of people, some kind of rappers, some girl playing a violin, like very Alexander Rybak style. Because we don't know the songs, we cannot really judge. But it seems like the music genre is gonna be very different,
Yeah.
which is great. Diversity.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's always the same anyway. You get the artist, people get excited, and then you hear the song and you might be like, what? So,
Flop.
yeah. I mean, my example is actually Norway last year when I heard Kano's song. I was like, although I do like it now.
Yeah, it's the kind of song that grows on you. And by
Yeah,
the
yeah.
end of it, I wanted them to go.
Yeah, no, I know. Um but yeah, like you sometimes they surprise you. That's my point.
Yeah. Estonia also announced their artist. I think it's a total of 12 artists now.
12 for Estonia, yeah. I did recognize a couple of names, so that was good.
Yes. Same names. And I want to say justice for Oli. He's been trying for the third time now.
Yeah,
So we need him to get to Eurovision. And we know the kind of music that he does.
yeah. And I think his versions of other Eurovision songs are spot on.
Tattoo
So,
and Cha Cha Cha,
yeah,
amazing
they
ones.
were
Go and check
amazing.
them out.
Yeah, yeah. And also they were in Estonian, which was
Bonus
amazing.
points.
Yes. I did know Stig Rasta. I think he actually went to Eurovision a
Yeah.
few years ago, and I do like the song that he did. I don't think it's everyone's cup of tea. It's very poppy, and it was a duo. It's called
Hmm.
Goodbye to Yesterday. But yeah, it's actually one of the few songs I remember. Like I say, I forget everything. So yeah,
You have selective memory. So
I
you
got
just
very, very
remember what you
select,
want.
very selective memory. I will probably hear a song and be like, oh yeah, I remember that, but I will not remember who sang it or what country it was for.
Not memorable enough.
It's it's my brain. It captures other information, but not this, unfortunately.
We got news from Malta as well. So the national final has been announced to take place in January, and the first, well, the semi-final, there's only one. It's on the 15th,
Mhm.
and we will have the final on the 17th of January.
Yeah, I think that's probably the start of the Goldilocks time, the perfect, those perfect 5 or 6 weekends where everything happens and everyone is like super
Yeah,
excited because it almost feels like pre-Eurovision in one way.
that's where we're going to get episodes of 2 hours long every week.
Yeah. And you'll hear us like saying, I don't like it.
I don't like it,
And then three
song.
months later, you're like, oh my God, they're my favorite band ever. If you're not watching, I have to say, Barbara is wearing her catharsis t-shirt. She was the
Wait,
one that said she was missing Sylvester.
yeah, but I didn't say I didn't like Catharsis. I said it's okay, they're fine, but
Okay,
they're
but
not Sylvester.
we're missing Sylvester.
I
Um,
will always miss Sylvester. I will also miss Catharsis from now on, to be honest.
yes.
We got rumors from Ukraine. What happened with the Vitvir and the quality of the songs, Jamala?
Yeah, I mean this has been a while now. So and I don't think we ever got real clarification of what happened.
I'm gonna check it now because we have everything here. So apparently, she said something on a Telegram group chat, and she said, "I want to tell you that I yesterday secretly listened, not secretly because I said I would, but I will tell you secretly that I listened what people submitted yesterday." Thinking that these are songs for Eurovision. Excuse me, I am harsh, but I will be harsh. Really, guys, how you can submit a song which is just a song, just meh meh meh. I would love to to see her saying that. Can you maybe sing something that is visibly a song for Eurovision, an international competition? No one is gonna be doing 1944 ever again, Jamala. That's the most meaningful song in history.
I don't think she's expecting that, but
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, look, was she supposed to say that? Was she supposed to throw her opinion in the ring like that? Maybe not. but she is a queen. She
Yeah,
is
she is.
the queen of Eurovision. In my books, she will always be the biggest, the best winner. That song will always be, I mean, I still get shivers, and it's been nearly 10
Mm.
years now. I don't care. She is wonderful, and if she says the entries are not good, guys, do better. You just have to do better.
To
She's
be
the
honest,
queen has spoken.
when we first read this, I was like, Maria, this cannot be true. I cannot really imagine Jamala saying something like that. But then, I mean, the quality is over the roof because of her song.
I
So,
know, but I don't honestly. I don't think she means that it has to be like her. It's just
no, I don't think she means that, but she
I
knows what quality is.
I I think, and obviously I haven't heard. I don't know. Like it might be that the songs are masterpieces anyway. But I wonder if maybe some of the new entries feel like they are very safe because we
Mm.
know Ukraine has never been a non-qualifier. They've always qualified to the final. And I wonder if people just feel, let's maybe they are very showy and
Poppy?
they are poppy, that maybe they're just like trying to um be exciting enough to be in like the winners and the representatives for Ukraine, but they are not good enough. And Yamala is feeling that a lot of these artists are just trying to get there and to
Hmm.
enjoy Eurovision, which in this case, I think with Eurovision is really about participating. I don't think the winners are always necessarily the ones that get the best out of it. And it can be a lot of pressure and, it doesn't always do the best for your career anyway. In many cases it does, but not necessarily. So I
Hmm.
think she might feel like these people are just trying to get a way in and not win. And obviously you should be aiming to win. So she might have a point. But again, not here to judge, especially without hearing the songs, not even knowing who's doing this. So
We don't even know the songs or the
no,
artists,
nothing.
so have to wait for
But
BP.
Ukraine is it's such an amazing Eurovision country. We don't want mediocre. We want memorable. And she
Yeah.
might be feeling that nothing here this year is memorable. So she would have a
Yeah,
point.
to be honest, I think you and I and a lot of people were, I don't want to use the word disappointed, but we kind of were this year with Birth of Prey, which actually grew on me, and I keep listening to
Yeah.
Silverflaft. At the moment, I keep listening to them and to their other works, but it didn't say or shout or scream Ukraine to me.
Yeah. Uh it's totally right. And I agree that I liked it. I do, I have my playlist of songs of the year, and it has a few Eurovision songs, but it doesn't have all of it. But it does have that song because I think in the end it was nice. But I don't think it was a standout song, especially in the first semifinal, which to me was actually the strongest one. I know it's a bit controversial again because obviously the winner was in the second one, and we loved Erika, who was on the second one, and Sisal, who was on the second one. But I think, broadly speaking, it felt like a lot more difficult to choose those 10 in the first semifinal. And we talked about it. We were very surprised because when it got to the final
Four,
finalist
five? Yeah,
the final one, and it was like we actually thought Belgium was going to go through because
yeah.
everyone was talking about Belgium, and I mean, most of the people that saw it live, we talked about Belgium being the standout. And then we thought, is it going to be this year when Ukraine drops? And then suddenly they didn't. So yeah, I wonder if there's some kind of sense of safety in these acts. we could be really wrong, and again, we don't know if she said what she said and if it's real, but it's, it's
Or it could be the opposite,
it
because
could be.
actually she says they don't realize this is for an international competition.
Mhm.
Are they maybe too niche?
Maybe, maybe, and in that case, I would say she could be wrong in my books as well, because I think the
Hmm.
ones that have stood out are the ones that had that mix of a new wave almost with the Ukrainian folk. Like
Yeah. We'll
Goe,
find out.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Goe, Jerry Heil, and Aliona,
Hmm.
um, Jamala. It's there are many to mention, but we did have a whole show on Eurovision, on Ukraine in Eurovision. So
Do you think we're gonna be watching Vidvir and saying, yeah, Mala was right, or maybe, oh, she was too harsh? We were gonna be judging the songs by what Jamala said.
I think I will probably think she's right at the beginning, because I tend to be a slow burner with these
Hmm.
things. So I
Yeah.
will probably love the songs, but at, like after I've listened to them 20 times.
Okay.
So
We're expecting also Cyprus to announce at some point in the probably next month their representative, because they said that they will announce it after they announce the Junior Eurovision one. And
yeah.
actually, they made it was not even a statement, it was like a post asking for people's opinion. So it was a questionnaire on what people think about Cyprus and what things they can send to
Mm,
Eurovision. So they're asking for opinions.
yeah. Um, what I think, and I've mentioned this before as well in previous episodes, but I think many of these countries are waiting not just because of what their own stance is, but because of what potentially the artists may feel as well.
Mm,
You may be an artist that has a political stance one way or the other, and you might not want to do it. And it can be tricky to say, yeah, you're going to be the representative, and this person then, I suppose there is some kind of contract, or I suppose there's some kind of, even if there's no contract, I mean, the moment you say it publicly, then you can create an issue as well if you decide to
of
drop.
course.
So I wonder about Cyprus. Cyprus is geographically and politically not aligned with, but it's just their strategic location historically. It's a bit of a tricky situation.
Mm,
Um, I would imagine that they are probably going to find more artists that are just happy to go whatever happens.
yeah,
So that's potentially why they're doing this.
yeah.
But excited to see new artists. So good.
Yeah. Uh, just those are all the news that we have for today, but we'll be together next week, so we can do something. And just before we finish, next year we're attending London Hagen pre-party, and we're gonna be giving away 2 tickets. So you have to be with us every week and follow us on social media so you find out how to win those 2 tickets for
Yeah.
London.
Make sure you follow us, because we will be giving instructions soon about this. Uh so but it's very exciting. It's very exciting, and actually, I'm very excited about London Hagen. It's actually like about 3 weeks, 4 weeks before Eurovision, so
Yep.
probably many artists already, and they have been lovely actually. So make sure that you follow them as well.
Yes. Follow them and keep up with all the news. Of course, we don't know the lineup because we have no artists, but everything is going to be happening very soon.
Yeah. So next week, I would bet that we won't have an artist yet, but
Who knows?
we will definitely have, like Barbara said before, some content together finally. because Barbara is going to be in London for the Catharsis shows. So she's going to be visiting me. We're going to be attending those shows. We're very excited. It's been a long time coming. And actually, Barbara, you are also going to be in Amsterdam a few days
Yes,
later.
to see Catharsis and
Surprise.
for the Het Grote Festival Fest. So we'll again make sure you follow us everywhere because we're now everywhere,
Yeah,
and you will get all the latest content.
it's the season to be jolly.
Bye.
Bye. Remember, you can subscribe to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, leave a 5-star review, and check out our Instagram account.